Welcome back to Monster, episode 56 and hopefully 57. Last time, I think it was kind of the end of an arc. I'm not sure if it is, but it very much seemed like the end of an arc, so there's that. Tenma did part ways with our, I don't even know how he was called, like our low life criminal, basically. Yeah, I mean, he did do some armed robbery stuff, so but our prison escapee, basically. And Ava was being held hostage, but Tenma supposedly, at least seemingly, decided to not go for it because he knows, and he expressed it that way, that this is just a trap for Roberto and possibly Johan to string him along the way they want him to. So I do wonder where he's gonna go next. I do wonder if we're gonna meet Tenma next, or if we're gonna see more of Nina again, because Nina, while she was in the last arc, she only played part of a role, the role of like self-discovery, of finding out more about herself again. I do wonder if we're gonna see Lunge immediately, or if he's gonna go AWOL for a couple of episodes again. Yeah, and maybe even Ava, we will have to see, right? But let's not delay any further and check in right away. I do appreciate all the comments, by the way. I read most of them, especially those who are public now on YouTube, right? I do have a lot of like people who have been catching up to Monster as well, which I'm very happy that I think the first episode of my Monster reaction reached 1,500 viewers now, which is insane considering I think in the beginning when I watched it like for the first like 1 or 2 months, it was at 400 viewers. So I'm really happy that more and more people who do like Monster are actually getting to see my reactions to it, which kind of reinforces that the fact that I've stuck to my guns and really just did what I enjoyed in the moment, which is continuing this reaction for the Monster series, which is I think 74 episodes long. It's quite a commitment, but I'm happy and very proud that I've kept mostly up to speed and that I've stuck to that commitment, because I'm enjoying this series so much, especially in the latest arcs. Ever since the big Johan like University of Munich arc, it's been a wild ride and I've been enjoying every minute. So let's get right into it. Trees. Familiar sight. Tenma looking more and more like the Tenma in the OP. Quiet and calm. Aristocratic.
どこまで行きたいんだ？国境まで。どこの？チェコなんですが。乗りな。ありがとう。
And he's going back to the Czech Republic, I guess.
午後、子供たち集まり朗読会。とても奇妙な屋敷。赤いバラの屋敷。
The Red Rose Mansion.
ペーブジェブのフペー。左に戦闘。
Is he going there after all?
人間の尊厳。
Human dignity.
素晴らしい実験。尊厳の剥奪。あんたどこの人間だい？国は
Deprivation of dignity.
あ、日本人です。日本人の口に合うかどうかわからねえが。食いな。昼飯の残り物だけどよ。ありがとう。 でも食えって今にもぶっ倒れそうな顔してるぜ女房がよダイエットしろってうるせんだよじゃあ遠慮なくああ食え食え食わなきゃ長旅は持たねえぞ
I think it's really cool. Just to stop that for a second, it's really cool what we see here, which is a situation that you happen upon very often, right? That you are sometimes looking to motivate yourself to do something that you're not entirely motivated enough to do. This guy clearly bought an extra burger in maybe a moment of weakness where he was like, I'm that hungry. And maybe he is that hungry because he's used to eating this much. But his wife keeps nagging at him to lose some weight. He knows he actually isn't eating healthy either. So what he's done here is he looked at this guy and he was like, damn, this guy, he's just skin and bones, right? And Tenma's looking rough. So for him, combining this act of charity, which is making him feel good for being a good person, connected to his upbringing, right? Because obviously not everyone grows up and learns these morals. But if you grow up in a relatively normal environment within a society that does reward or highlight charity and being good to people and being friendly as something good, obviously with time and growing up you will learn that this is something morally right, and you will also learn to feel good when you're doing it. So he's combining this feeling of doing something for somebody else. First of all, because he feels good from it, and second of all, maybe also because he can't see somebody suffering, right? He's just skin and bones in that sense. He combines that with his maybe lackluster motivation to lose weight, to be a little bit more healthy, and maybe also with his wife's desire for him to be that way. And that way he actually manages to put off eating that burger. Otherwise, like if he hadn't met Tenma here and if he didn't do that, he would have probably eaten it himself at some point in time. It's really cool or interesting how we can kind of just battle or fight our way to the point where we want to be at, because sometimes we just know it's not enough to just do it for our own sake, but doing it for somebody else and ourselves is a little bit easier because it's like a win-win basically. Ooh, I love that switch. I need to end this journey already. Yeah. It's been a long journey now. Tenma has been on this track for a long time. There he is. Franz Bonaparte. Alright, Tenma again or somebody else? The never-ending journey.
行かせたって天馬をそのまま行かせたのか。ええ。なぜ引き止めなかった。引き止められる人間じゃないことはお分かりでしょう。しかしだな。まして今
I almost forgot he let him actually go.
一刻を争う状況だ。天馬はそのために脱走までした。そのバウルと名乗る弁護士、おそらく診療所で私の命を狙った男と同一人物だ。彼の狙いは私に近づき、父のメモを手に入れることだった。そのメモ、よほど重要なものらしいな。そろそろ行きます。どこへ？天馬の向かった場所。赤いバラの屋敷か。場所は？父のメモは意味不明な記述ばかりですが、 あれは暗号じゃないと思います。赤いバラの屋敷、ペー、ブジェプノフ、ベー。ペーはプラハ、ベーは西。プラハ郊外、ブジェプノフから西。左に戦闘、右に風緑の見える場所。
Okay, so he's connected to that. Deeply connected.
その屋敷に事件を解決に導く証言者でもいてくれれば。しかし、今となっては。いや、午後、子供たち集まり朗読会。メモにあった記述です。当時の子供たちが証言者。
Book reading, yeah.
バドマンさん。さっき私はあんたが天魔を生かせたことを責めた。だがもし私があんたと同じ立場だったら。
You would have done the same. Of course. Alright, boys. We got some backup. Memories. Memories of the life before. Keeps coming back to her.
諦めた方がいいと思うよ。何度やっても迷っちゃうんだから。きっと思い出す。あの時、お兄ちゃんは私に話してくれた。
He's trying to be persistent.
どこを通ってどこへ連れて行かれたか。駅を過ぎて左に街を見ながら川沿いを路面電車と一緒に走り。
Why does she know that? How does she know that?
そこで右に。
ダメだよ。彼に隠し事をしちゃダメだよ。右でいいんだね。
どうしたの？
Yeah. There's a lot in there. A lot of fear. Beautiful town shot, by the way.
どう？目印ある？わからない。もう無理だよ。そんな昔の話思い出せやしないよ。ニーナ！
Ooh, what an interesting sign. Gejolo. Ooh. Dutch angle. Focus on the feet. We don't know where we're going. We're following our instincts. Noises. Quick impressions. Is it gonna lead her to the mansion? Are we at the mansion? We are. Oh, this shot was beautifully done. The zoom. Oh, and we have the two gates, the outer gates.
ここなの？わからない。けど、私ここを知ってる。
Something is drawing her in, but at the same time it's pushing her out, right? She doesn't want to go there, but she does. You're scared. Again, the Dutch angles, they reflect that. Oh, the perfect reflection on the floor. And the door. She's starting to unravel. Oh, everything is getting gray.
壁の中からドアが生まれてきたみたいだ。
Like it's a dream. A horror movie. And this is not today. Boom. Okay. Of course. Okay, well, we know. Another unknown character. A new introduction, huh? Wait, what? Oh, okay. So this is Nina. No. This feels very Johan. Oh no, not okay. She's speaking so soft spoken. I was like, But...
もう仕事に行く時間だ。レストラン？ああ、人形だけじゃ稼ぎにならないからね。ごめんなさい。こんなに長くお世話になってしまって。いや、いいんだ。気にしないで。
She feels like a different person right now.
リプスキーさん、聞きたいことがあるの。なんだい？3ヶ月前、倒れている私を見つけて病院に運んでくれたとき。ああ。
3 months.
あの屋敷にいたの？
ニナ、返事をしてよ、ニナ。
どうしたんだい？あの屋敷に行くとね、創作のイメージが湧くんだ。なんていうか、でも今はあの屋敷よりも。いや、いいんだ。とにかく遠慮しないで。ずっとここにいていいから。
See into her. Is that it? She's his inspiration now. Did he want to say that? I mean, that's cute. I guess. Still wonder why he's coming there regularly. And I do wonder if she's forgotten something about who she is. She seems very different, but it could just be her sickness, right? Sickness. It could just be her being weak, right? Feeling weak.
入ってもいい？もちろんだよ。起きて大丈夫なの？ええ。すごい。この部屋で人形が生まれるのね。お客さんは全然いないんだけどね。どんな話なの？悪魔の話なんだ。どうしたの、ニナ？続けて。この世を滅ぼす竜を探しに旅に出た悪魔が途中で死にかけるんだ。けどそこに通りかかった青年がその命を助けてしまう。助けた相手の正体を知った青年は悪魔の後を追う。そして旅の果てに悪魔を探し出し、ナイフを手に悪魔を殺すんだ。面白いと思うんだけど、 全然受けなくて。
Yeah, I mean, it's not clear cut, right?
私ならそうすると思う。私ならそうする。
I would do the same.
でもあの人にそんなことさせちゃいけない。
ニナ、
人間だったらその悪魔を救うわ。
そうかな。彼ならこの話気に入ってくれると思うんだけど。
彼？
この本棚、すべて絵本だよ。ヤコブ・ファロベック、クラウス・ポッペ、エミル・シェーベ。
Yep. Franz
名前
Bonaparte.
のない怪物。
よく知ってるね。彼はたくさんの絵本を書いた。ヤコブ・ファロベック、クラウス・ポッペ、エミル・シェーベ。すべて同じ人物のペンネームなんだ。フランツ・ボナパルタっていう人物のね。
I think she didn't know that name before, right?
人間はね、何にだってなれるんだよ。
Human beings can become anything.
僕は優秀な子供じゃなかったから、朗読会から追い出された。
朗読会？
彼の朗読会が赤いバラの屋敷で行われていたんだ。僕はそこの生徒だった。
Maybe an experiment to, like, an experiment that was kind of the prior experiment to the Kinderheim 511 experiments, right? Where it's all about training young children to take on any identity you want them to become perfect spies, something like that. Could be.
僕には分かったんだ。彼が何をしようとしていたのか。取引だ。取引をしよう。悪魔が言いました。嫌だ。絶対嫌だ。
I see the devil.
目の大きな人が言いました。いいよ。
Is Franz the devil?
口の大きな人が言いました。口の大きな人の庭は花園になりました。目の大きな人は貧しくて貧しくてお腹が空いて仕方ありません。口の大きな人は毎日楽しくて楽しくて仕方ありません。実った果物でお腹がいっぱい。だから気づきませんでした。花園が枯れていることに。二度と花の咲くことのないお庭で、口の大きな人はおいおいと泣きながらつぶやきました。悪魔と取引なんかしなければよかった。目の大きな人はお腹が空いて空いて死にそうです。ボロボロ涙をこぼしながらつぶやきました。
I should have made a deal.
悪魔と取引すればよかった。
Hmm.
取引だ。取引しよう。悪魔が言いました。ヤコブ・ファロベック作、目の大きな人、口の大きな人。
Very peculiar stories.
3時になると朗読会に集まった。僕らは彼の周りに座り、彼の朗読に耳を傾ける。
Hmm.
優しい声で、とても穏やかな優しい声で。そして一つ話を読み終えると、彼は僕らにこう尋ねるんだ。この話の意味、
わかるね。
わかるわ。
僕も何度も読んで分かったよ。すると彼は次の絵本を手に取り、クラウス・ポッペ作、平和の神様。じゃあ次はこれを読んでみよう。
Hmm.
まるで初めて来たみたいだ。
Oh, hello, Yuan.
ずいぶん時間がかかったけど、すべての記憶がつながった。
And he has his memories already. Nina only has hearts.
平和の神様は大忙し。鏡を見る暇もなく毎日ラッパを吹きます。平和の神様のラッパはみんなを幸せにします。 平和の神様は大忙し。鏡を見る暇もなく不思議な水をまきます。不思議な水は緑の山を作り、畑を実らせ、お花畑を作ります。
Okay.
平和の神様は大忙し。鏡を見る暇もなくみんなに名前をつけます。君の名前はオットー。君の名前はハンス。君の名前はトマス。君の名前はヨハン。ヨハンはお礼に帽子を神様にあげました。神様は大喜び。その帽子をかぶった自分が見たくて、初めて鏡の前に立ちました。でも鏡に映ったのは悪魔だったのです。悪魔が言いました。君は僕、僕は君。どうしよう。この悪魔がいたらみんなが平和に暮らせない。どうしよう、どうしよう。困った神様はどうしたかわかる？僕はわかったよ。君はわかる？この後神様がどうしたか。
わかるわ。
やっと
What
会え
did
た。
he do?
ただいま。おかえり。僕だよ、母さん。母さんでも見
Tilted
つけな
angle.
かったろう。あの子は僕で僕はあの子。君は僕で僕は君。すべてが分かったよ。僕らがどこから来て、どこへ行くのか。外はいい天気ですよ、母さん。
Burn it all. Destroy the evidence.
すべてを炎の中に。
わかるわ。神様は。
She trying to grab a book or?
眉間に
Ooh, no, 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 the gun.
銃口を向けるの。僕を撃てよ。
He wanted to be shot. We had that theory like way back in the beginning. I mean, I don't know a lot of these stories, like what they are supposed to mean. To me, a lot of these seem very vague, right? They don't point in a specific direction, right? They feel more like the author is putting something out and then he answers it themselves. He doesn't want the audience to answer it before he does. I don't know if I'm right with that, right? Maybe there's something I'm clearly not connecting. That's always possible. More about Nina and Johan. Ooh, are we gonna actually rediscover this night? Yeah, like I was saying, it is, and let's maybe jump directly there just for convenience's sake. These stories, they don't always make sense to me. Right? Not in the sense that I don't understand what's happening in the stories. More that the lesson of the story never really clear to me. Right? There can be multiple things that you can take from a story like this. Maybe it is hard for an adult, not for every adult, but for an adult to understand and put themselves into the mind and shoes of a child, even if it's a special kind of like specific, intelligent or whatever child. A talented child, a very bright-minded child. But to put yourself into the head of a child and interpret the story like this. I guess maybe that is one of the extraordinary abilities of people who can write children's books, to just put something in there that is not clear-cut, but that a child would be able to understand properly. But these books, they don't always make sense to me, right? They have very vague morals. You have the kid with the big mouth and the kid with the big eyes, right? Which is like just a way to differentiate the two of them, right? They're different. They have different interests and they have different appearances. One of the kids makes a deal with the devil and the other one doesn't. The kid who makes the deal with the devil is so full of satisfaction and happiness and whatever that they completely forget to take care of the thing that brings them that satisfaction and happiness. And in the end, they end with the thing wasting away and then them being unable to be satisfied and happy because the foundation of their happiness did waste away. The kid who didn't make a deal with the devil, they've been unhappy from the start and they wish they made a deal with the devil. Or the kid that did make a deal with the devil wish they didn't. So the question is, what's the moral of the story? That no matter what you do, you're going to be unhappy? That you always wish for the thing you didn't do? Or that you don't have? That making a deal with the devil is not gonna make you any more or less happy in the long run? Maybe those are lessons that can be learned from that, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Not quite sure. We have a second story, right, with the God of Peace, right? Gives everybody peace, and right, he gives everybody names. He provides everybody with water. Makes the land bountiful. He blows his horn every day, right? The horn makes everybody happy, right? He talks to people. He inspires them. And he thinks he's a great guy. He thinks he's a good guy. And then there's this kid Johann, which gives him a gift. Gift of self-reflection, maybe. And the god looks into the mirror and sees a devil. Why does he see a devil? What's the reason for that? They see the self-destructive potential, or the destructive potential of a master manipulator? Somebody who has power over people? Is that it? Is that the moral of the story? That if you have power over people, you can be the god / angel or the devil? Is that the moral of the story here? Or was the god of peace somehow selfish? Everybody was happy around him, right? So why did he look into the mirror and saw a devil? And why did the devil speak to him? And why did he feel the need to take himself out of the equation as a result of that? Is it supposed to make you more sensitive to questions of morality, right? Like if I'm the devil, if I discover, like if I think I'm the greatest person around, or if think I'm quite okay and I'm doing good, and I'm looking in the mirror one day and I realize that I'm the bad guy, would I kill myself? Maybe that is kind of a test of Franz Bonaparte to the kids, to see where their morality lies. He can experiment with a human being and turn them into a monster and then not be afraid because they would take themselves out in the process, because they would realize they are. Is that it? And is that why Johann, quite like at the end of the episode, we do see that, told Nina to kill him? Is that it? Or is there more to it, right? Is there something like about the twin dynamic of both of them, and about like Johann saying that his mother is him and he is his mother and he is Nina and Nina is him and all of that, right? We are all the same. Are we trying to replicate a personality one-to-one, or is there some... There's still missing pieces. It's really hard for me because it's very rare for me to encounter series where I'm not 2 or 3 steps ahead, right? To encounter a series where I can't read where this is going. I had that recently with Technolize. I mean, obviously I read some of the stuff where it was going, but not nearly all of it. And I have the same with Monster every once in a while, especially when it comes to Johann and his past and all of that, because over the course of the series, it has been revealed more and more and more who Johann is, where he came from. Barely any of these steps could have been predicted by me. Maybe Kinderheim, to a degree, right? In vague terms. But I'm still not convinced he doesn't have a second personality, right? I'm still not convinced he doesn't have the monster inside of him and he sees that as something separate from himself. Because that would match with all of these stories as well, right? Like the god of peace looks into the mirror one day and sees that the devil is looking back at him. Yeah, the way the author spins his story, I do feel like there's various kinds of stories, right? But when it comes to stories where there's a deep mystery in the past of our characters, there's 2 kinds of stories really. Generally, obviously there's exceptions and special cases, but there's 2 kinds of stories. There's one kind of story where the author lays down the breadcrumbs and keeps it open for the reader or viewer to actually interpret the breadcrumbs and follow them and logically conclude what actually the solution is, right? What the mystery in the past is, or what the mysteries in the past are. And then there's the story where the author keeps everything so close to the chest that only maybe an episode or a couple of minutes before something is revealed, or even just only when it is revealed by the author themselves, only in that moment, does the audience actually know what's happening and what did happen and what the mystery is. And I do feel Monster is more one of the latter stories, right? I might be wrong. There might be, I mean, there's just always kind of like breadcrumbs that something is wrong or just something is different or there's like a hint in a specific direction, but I never felt like I could just pinpoint something and be like, it's most likely something like this. Always something different or out of left field or whatever, which is cool because it's like there's interesting twists in there, but can also sometimes, when you're part of the way and when the mystery is starting to unfold but isn't revealed yet, make you kind of feel a little bit frustrated because you feel like you should be able, and it is almost expected or demanded of you to actually put it together, but you can't. So it feels like there's too many pieces missing, or there's too much like inconsistent information that pulls you in all directions where you're just like, I can't really make heads or tails. Yeah. I do think I mean, Tenma is on his way. Really cool, really cool. Reichwein and I forgot the name of the lawyer are also on their way. Cool, cool. So we got the boys coming. Pause, not like that, not like that. Nina slowly but steadily keeps remembering stuff with a lot of headaches, with a lot of stylistically very well done flashbacks with the weird like television screen flickering, kind of like pixelated white noise filled images with like a face staring back at her, which is like either herself for some reason in some way or Johan staring back at her. She does have, I mean, she supposedly also has kind of memories of her mother or of Johan. I have to actually check that out for a second or two because this is like what she was looking for, if I remember correctly. Oh, sorry. Sound is still on. Like, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm sure I'll remember. Back then, my brother told me what. Oh, he told her. Okay, like I forgot that, or not forgot. I overlooked that. He told her what happened. How he was taken away from the three frogs. What he passed and where he went. Right. Okay, so this is how she's trying to trace it back together. This can be really hard. Please turn right. You shouldn't. You shouldn't hide anything from him. Who is him? Bonaparte? Probably. So weird. And it comes back like flashes, right? Like almost like PTSD, like these flashbacks that are intrusive, right? She can't shut them out. She wants to seek them out, obviously, because she's not remembering them well, like trauma. But then sometimes when she gets close enough and it actually unlocks something, it intrudes her thoughts and she can't push it out anymore and it becomes overwhelming, right? Look at this face. Headaches. But she keeps pushing because it is something that she feels she needs to do. Dieter is a nice character to kind of play off of our characters and be kind of almost a like the opposite polarity of what our character right now is doing, and it is in a way that is not annoying or frustrating to us, the audience, because Dieter is a child, right? And Dieter is, as a child, is allowed to be impatient, is allowed to be moody or frustrated. We go down these streets and we always have these tilted angles. Love how she goes, like, walks into the camera, basically. Again, tilted angle with like that little, like, rain, whatever you want to call it, right? Like that rain drain. And we have like zoom ups of little impressions, right? Noises, visual impressions. Like this, like, beautiful, right? Like an oil painting. I love these shots. And then we have this dramatic zoom out of the mansion as it like moves in different layers. And the last kind of boxing us in almost like we're in a cage and we can't escape now, right? We need to go there. She's shaking and everything is tilted, and we have these weirdly way too shiny, way too reflective floors that are very, very uncanny and creepy. And as she opens that door, it starts to flimmer almost like she is in that memory. She is in that dream. We do see that quick flash of like either Johan or Nina. It's long hair, so it's probably Nina. Eyes open to dozens of people with wine glasses in their hands, seemingly poisoned, maybe. And in her inner eye, she's staring at a deviously smiling little girl. And then she loses consciousness again. And we set the scene for a new character in town. A little bit of an artiste, doll maker, works in a restaurant. She's very soft-spoken here. Very, I mean, like I said, probably because she collapsed, right? And she feels weak even 3 months afterwards. It's like, holy shit. She almost sounded like Johan in this one scene there specifically. Really sorry for imposing. It's okay. Right, why were you at the mansion? And he was connected to that, right? He was a kid who was invited to the mansion to the book readings, but was at some point not invited again because he wasn't suited, according to Bonaparte, probably. Right. Images come to me for work, for inspiration. But right now, more than that mention, I feel inspired by you, right? By somebody pretty who's relying on you, who is a very nice person in general. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Right. New inspiration here. Interesting how she's standing here, right? Like she's like, no, go on, and like hands behind the back, almost like she's hiding something. She's hiding here's her like her, I don't want to say insecurity, more like her anxiousness, right? At the topic. Creepy, very creepy, but yeah. His idea is the devil is on his way to slay the dragon with somebody else, right? Like he gets saved by this dude and they go together, but at some point he finds out he's the devil, so he slays him. Like a weird sense of like, right? Like you save somebody's life and then you try to slay him. It's almost like Tenma, right? Maybe that is why Nina was so anxious and shocked at that specific point as well, where she was like, and she's like, should have, right? That's what she said in a way. I can't let him do something like that. Yeah, Tenma, exactly. If you were human, you'd save that devil. Right. But how do you save Yuan? How? Or maybe the devil in this case is Tenma. But then the metaphor would break, right? If the devil was Tenma, then somebody would have saved Tenma's life. And then discovered he is the devil and slayed him, and that doesn't make sense, right? So, I mean, she definitely also has that, where she's like, a human should save the devil, but maybe she sees herself as a possible monster who could do it. Because she's done it before, that's what she feels on the inside, but doesn't have the conscious memory of. Let's make a deal, said the devil. And we have the story, we talked about that. Interesting shot of him looking up, right? We only see the chin. Took me quite some time. All the memories have come together. Undressing, the god of peace, and we hear this story, right? Like with the devil and whatnot. I am you and you are me. Vare vananji, nanji vare. Dude, I have that from Persona, I'm sorry. it's one of like the key phrases. Yeah. Thou art I, and I don't know. I am you and you are me, basically. Tilted angle, right? Dutch. I am you and you are me. He says that to his mother. So is his mother the devil? And he sees the reflection of his mother in himself. And that's the thing. Or did his mother see the reflection of the devil in Johann and the reflection of herself? So she did. So many missing pieces. Where we came from and where we're heading. That's what you remember. And he ends it all here, at least the traces, not himself, obviously. Although let the flames engulf everything could also include him. But he doesn't this time. He just burns the bridges behind him. It's interesting how this is like Johann walking away from the scene, but then he looks up as almost as if to look directly into our eyes, but the person who reacts a second later is Nina, as if he's just looked at her, like almost like they have some metaphysical connection that she just felt. It's a really cool way to like put that together, right? And have her like also realizing something. And she mimics the gesture of pointing her gun at Johann as a young child. Where he was like that, shoot me. Maybe that's what he ultimately wants. Maybe that's, right, when he was walking towards Tenma, he was mocking him, yes, but he was also maybe hoping that it happens. I don't know. All right. Next episode. Let us go. The title is Dead Night, and I can't wait. And episode starts in 3, 2, 1, a go. A rainy night. I do remember it was a rainy night when the police showed up.
僕を撃てよ。
さあ、準備はいいかい？緊張する必要はないよ。
髪留めが曲がってるわ。直してあげるわね。
I'll fix it for you.
そうそう、とても可愛いわ。さあ、手をつなぎましょう。
それじゃあ行こうか。先日、東ドイツから西側へ亡命したリーベルト氏が妻子を伴ってマスコミの前に姿を現しました。リーベルト夫妻は疲れた様子もなく、二卵性双生児の娘さん息子さんと共に明るい表情を見せてくれました。リーベルトさん、西側のご感想は？それは実に難しいんです。自由に何でも発言できると思うと、逆に言葉が見当たらないということですよ。そうですか。とりあえずその質問の答えは妻や子供たちの笑顔です。お子さんたちも自由を満喫されているようですね。ええ、そのようですね。では、現在の東側の実情をお話しいただけますか。
お兄ちゃん、何やってんの？
What is he doing?
どっちに入ってる？こっち。
Playful.
はい、アンナのものだよ。やったー、どんぐり。じゃあもう一回。どっちに入ってる？こっち。また当たり。はい、アンナのものだよ。すごーい。お兄ちゃん、両手開いてみて。なんだ、どっちにしても当たりだったんじゃない。そうだよ。だってここにあるどんぐりは全部アンナのものだもん。ねえねえ、お兄ちゃん見た？ここに来るまでの車の外の街。向こうとは全然違うの。綺麗なお店がいっぱい。お洋服もおもちゃもいっぱい。ねえ、 ちゃんも見たでしょ？うん、見たよ。あれも全部アンナのものだよ。
All for you.
本当に？本当さ。なんで私のものなの？なんでもさ。
I don't think I've ever heard Johan laugh. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, no surprise that he's very fixated on her. But it makes sense, she's also his only point of connection, right? Been there since he was born. Back to that night. Ooh, there was actually somebody.
お兄ちゃん、誰か来たのかな？お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃん。
Oni-chan's awake.
お兄ちゃん？
I think she did hear gunshots before. Like before she got adopted here. I mean, loud noises generally would make you anxious anyway as a child, but who fired them? Who fired the gun? Was it actually an assassin from the West and not Johan? Or was it Johan? From the East, I mean. No, it seemed Johan.
お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃんがやったの？今までも？ヨーゼフおじさんやクララおばさんが死んだのも、ベーデガーさんが死んだのも、全部お兄ちゃんがやったの？今日は特別さ。お兄ちゃんがやったの？だって今日は怪物がやってきたんだ。みんなお兄ちゃんが殺したのね。怪物が僕らを連れにやってきたんだ。手を出して。
A monster came to take us away. Was it the man? Or is it more metaphorical?
撃ったら銃を布で拭いて窓の外へ投げ捨てるんだ。ちゃんと頭を撃つんだよ。撃ったら逃げるんだ。怪物に捕まらないように逃げるんだ。大丈夫。僕が死んでも君は僕で、僕は君。あの夜、あの雨の日の夜、誰かが来た。
ニナ。
誰かがあの屋敷に来た。
ニナ。
誰が来たの？
Ooh.
怪物がやってきたんだ。
Monster, but what monster?
ニナ。ニナ。
Still only a toe further than we were before.
放火じゃないかって。
物騒だな。
ドクターテンマ。ちょっとご同行願えますか。ボルフ将軍がお呼びです。
ボルフ将軍。
I was about like, is he gonna get arrested again? No. It's General Wolf. Ooh, and he is about to die. On his deathbed.
ボルフ将軍。ドクター・テンマ。はい。やはり君も呼ばれたのだね。赤いバラの屋敷で待っている。ヨハンからの手紙だ。私はこのプラハの病院にたどり着くのがやっとだったがね。あなたにもあの手紙が。皮肉な話だ。ボルフという人間に手紙をよこすのはヨハンだけになった。あまり喋らない方がいいです。私は軍人の家庭に生まれた。選ばれた者としての道が生まれながらに約束されていた。
Get to the point, man.
私を私として知る者はあの怪物だけだ。赤いバラの屋敷が燃え落ちたそうだね。今頃あそこからきっと白日のもとに姿を現しているだろう。私のように名前を奪われた者たちが。
The names taken from them.
はい、どうやら2階の広間ですね。あの場所の集中的な燃え方からすると、灯油かガソリンか。灯油？やはり放火か。もっと詳しく調べてみないとわからないんですが、広間の壁が壊された跡があるんです。
どういうことだ？
さあ、ちょっと来てください。どうした？
Bodies.
バラの木の根元に何か見えたので掘ってみたら、次から次へ出てくるんです。
長い年月を経て彼らは白日のもとに現れる。
Identities taken, maybe?
彼らの名前を知る者などいない。なんてことだ。
完全に燃え落ちている。
天馬の行方を知る唯一の手がかりの屋敷がこれでは。
どいて！どうして！どいて！
なんだ。本庁へ連絡してくれ。大至急だ。白骨が、大量の人骨が。46人。
46.
私はそう聞いている。1981年、あの屋敷で46人の人間が
Suddenly disappeared.
当時、東ドイツで私が得たわずかな情報だ。あの屋敷である実験が行われていた。
But what experiments?
これは私の推理だが、おそらくあそこであの子供が生まれた。
Born. But how?
お兄ちゃん、寒いよ。もう歩けない。お腹が空いたよ。お兄ちゃん、私たち死んじゃうのかな。お兄ちゃん、名前を呼んで。私の名前を呼んで。僕たちには名前がないんだよ。名前を呼んで。名前を。
And this is where they were found.
毛布。はっ。そして温かい飲み物。はっ。
A monster without a name.
ヨハン、素敵な名前なのに。ヨハン、あの子たちに名前はなかった。私があの子にヨハンと名前をつけたとき、
彼の中の何かが目覚めてしまったのか。いや、
It was certainly not.
話はもう意味がない。これからの話をしよう。私に明日はもうないが。
もういいです、ボルフ将軍。もう喋らないで。
エヴァ・ハイネマンは私たちの組織の人間と共にいる。4人で統括していた私たちの組織。殺されたゲーデリッツ教授とそして私。エヴァは他の残りの2人のもとにいる。エヴァを利用しようとしている。引き合わせてはいけない。私は生きていようがいまいがもう歯止めにならない。暴走が始まろうとしている。止めてくれ、救ってくれ、テンマ。ドクター・テンマ。
Save them. From Johan?
私の名はヘルムート・ウォルフ。私がヘルムートだと知っている人間はもうこの世にはいない。名前を呼んでくれ。それが私の生きた証だ。
ヘルムート。
名前を。
ヘルムート。あなたはヘルムート・ボルフだ。
これがヨハンの見た風景か。名前のない世界だ。
A world without names. Your name is your identity, right? It's who you are. But what does it mean that you don't have a name? I mean, it's not that simple. But it certainly is a big part of your identity.
燃えちゃったね。門にも鍵がかけられてる。きっと警察が立ち入り禁止にしたんだね。無理だよ。
リプスキーさん、子供の頃から朗読会で過ごしたこの場所が大事なのはわかります。でも
ニナ、君にとっても大事な場所だったはずだ。君の記憶を呼び戻すきっかけになる場所だったかもしれないのに。
あの幻影、この屋敷の大広間でたくさんの人が折り重なるように死んでた。
ニナの見た幻って本当だったもんね。ニュース見てびっくりしたもん。赤いバラの屋敷から46人の遺骨見つかるって。
お兄さんがヨハンが君に語った通りだったんだね。
兄はヨハンは何を見てしまったの。とてつもなく恐ろしいこと、本当の恐怖。もし私がその時その場所に私がいたとしたら、
If I had been there at the time,
私が怪物になっていたの。
would I have been the one?
ここが燃えてよかったのかもしれない。僕はもっと辛いかと思った。この場所を失ったら生きていけないかと思った。でもそんな気持ちにはならない。ここが悲しい思い出ばかりだからかな。僕は優秀な生徒じゃなかった。それが悲しい。あの人の期待に応えられなかった。それが悲しい。もしもあの人の期待に応えられていたなら。でも現実はそうじゃなかった。僕はいらない子になった。
リプスキーさん、お父さんお母さんはい
るよ。でも一緒に暮らしたことはない。ニナの記憶が、もしニナの記憶が戻ってくるなら、楽しい思い出が戻ってくればいいのに。
楽しい思い出？
そう、楽しい思い出。なんだろう、楽しい思い出って。
天馬が言ってたよ。楽しい思い出がなかったら作ればいいって。これから作ればいいって天馬が言ってた。
It's never too late for that, isn't it? Maybe we need this, right? Maybe we need something like that sometimes. In all the seriousness that we've been through here.
Rita, 口の周りケチャップで真っ赤よ。
みんなだって。
ニーナ、今新しい人形劇を作ってるんだけどさ。
どんな人形劇？
今まで人は僕の人形劇なんて見たがらなかった。でも今度のはみんなが喜んでくれるかもしれない。
見せて、その新作。
見たい見たい。
Alright.
私は記憶をなくした女の子。怪物に追われる夢を見る。怪物を追いかける夢を見る。でも私は歌が好き。踊るのも好き。いつか素敵な夢を見る。いつかその夢が叶う日が来る。
More hopeful.
いつか。この先が思いつかない。この女の子の物語をハッピーエンドにしたいんだ。でもまだ思いつかないんだ。ハッピーエンドにしたいんだ。ハッピーエンドにしたいんだ。
ありがと
う。女の子は旅立つ決意をしました。この旅がどんな旅になるか
she did.
この先何が待ち構えているかわかりません。でも女の子はきっと力強く旅を続けます。
See it to the end.
女の子は何度も何度も振り返り手を振ります。何度も何度も。そして言ってしまいました。ハッピーエンドを探しに。
Where's your happy end? Where's your story going? Oh, there's your happy end coming.
ニナ、戻ってきて。
探しましたよ、リプスキーさん。
Ooh, Lunge.
赤いバラの屋敷の主、フランツ・ボナパルタの息子さんですね。
Are you serious? This is why he was so... His parents are still alive? His parents are still alive? What does that mean? Is Franz Bonaparte still alive? Is someone's gonna find it out? It's Lunge, right? I didn't expect that, honestly. But yeah, it makes sense, right? Why he's so disappointed in not impressing Franz? 100% makes perfect sense. Alright, what's next? I know this guy. Was Nina's memories, right? I hate this job. Okay. Apparently, somebody hates their job. Cool. Good to know. Okay. Boom. On the screen. I mean, maybe I just left it on the screen. I don't know. This is relatively self-explanatory. Again, really cool how we switch to the TV lines basically. And we go back to the fundamentals, right? Like we have this family who is fleeing from the east to the west, and they're taking them in supposedly as their children. I don't know when they were adopted specifically, but at the very least, this is not the first moment they met. It's more like after they've been adopted. Nina with her, or back then Anna, with her incredible positivity. Like there's such a stark difference between the two of them, and Nina asks it later. He's like, if I had been witness to this like traumatic event of all of these people dying or being killed or whatever Johan was witness to, would I have been like this? Would I have become the monster? Very interesting how Johan coddles her, how he focuses on her, where he's like, seemingly she's the only thing that matters to him, right? He would give her the world. I do wonder how that is today, because obviously we do have that focus when he meets her in Heidelberg, when he's like, I'm gonna come to get you and whatnot. But when this goes wrong, there is this disconnect. So the question is, and he clearly still cares for her to a degree, but he's not enough to actually wanting to do something with her or manipulate her or take her somewhere, and not enough to keep her protected at all times. So. But still, we do have that. There is somebody coming at night, right? Somebody they knew. But the question is, who shot them? Because Johan is holding the gun. Johan could have shot the intruder who tried to murder them. Or the intruder murdered them and he murdered the intruder, but where's the intruder then, right? It's very mysterious, all of it. It's like, did you kill everybody here, right? It's just the two of them. It's not the other guy who came in. It's like a monster wanted to take us away. And yet he's still there. And the seeming intruder or whatever he was, right? The assassin. He's gone. Where is he? Did you want to kill him? Where's the body? Or is the monster Johan's monster? And it just came out, but where's the guy then, right? So many mysteries still. Johan making her shoot him and telling her to run as far as she can so the monster doesn't get her. Interesting that he says that. I wonder if he says that in a way of like motivating her, making her believe the monster is somebody else, and motivating her to run away afterwards, to not be like, I don't know, responsible for whatever. Or if the monster is something or somebody else, and or if both is true, right? He is the monster and the monster is inside of him and she needs to run away, but also there's another monster out there who wanted to take them away. Like an organization who's connected to Franz Bonaparte or whatever. Maybe even Franz himself, right? And his henchmen. Who wanted to take them away, and he defended them, and then he's like, shoot me because I don't know why he wanted to be shot, right? It could be the story that we got told, right? Like, you look in the mirror, you realize you're the bad guy, and then you kill yourself. I don't know. Either way, Wolf leaves his last his last will. And we discovered the 64 bodies. 46, sorry, not 64, 46. And we discovered the story of them. Children without names, without identities. And like, obviously, as I said, it's not that easy. Just because you don't have a name, you don't remember your name, doesn't mean you don't have a personality. Doesn't mean you're not interacting with people and learning from people and whatnot, right? But starting at a certain age, your name is part of your identity. It defines who you are. So changing the name could be equivalent to changing that identity. That doesn't change your like most basic characteristics. But the question is, are you more malleable, more adaptable, right? Especially if you've been taught in experiments. More adaptable to choose new identities, to burrow your way into all kinds of social circles and societies. Communities. It says we have no name. And there's hard symbolism in that and in the story, but he's like, maybe when I gave him the name Johann, it awakened something in him. Which is kind of weird because it's not how it happens, right? And I think it's superstition by him, but at the same time, maybe when he was given a name, and given a home to a degree, right? Given some kind of identity. We do have that story, right? The monster story where the monster finally gets a name and can make use of it, but then I don't know what the story specifically said, but wasn't happy with it when he finally got a name, right? Something like, but nobody existed who knew him, or something. I don't know. I'd have to I'd have to look that up again. And this is probably Roberto, right? Or at least people who are connected to Roberto who do have Eva. Or maybe Roberto doesn't have Eva and just bluffed, and these two people who founded the organization with Wolf did actually do it. Saying his name, so this is what Johann saw. A world without names. I don't know what he means by that. A world without names. A wasteland. Without an identity to call yourself, without being in relation to other people. We define ourselves through other people as well, right? How we interact with them, how they know us, the image they have of us, the impression they have of us, the way they treat us. How is it for somebody who doesn't have that, who doesn't have these connections? It doesn't get treated anyway, right? Anyway specifically. Doesn't have anybody who knows them. Doesn't know anybody except for Anna, Nina. At least we do have some solace here with Nina and yeah. Not sure, like I know his name is something with L, but I wasn't quick enough to like remember it. Either way, it's maybe we need that sometimes, that tension breaker, right? We have a little bit of time to 3 months for her, a little bit more than 3 months to process things. And maybe also through the story, right? What does that mean for her? It means I see you, right? It means I see you as an individual, I see your story, and I do feel for you, and I do wish you happiness. Which is a great kindness that somebody can convey to somebody else. And maybe he wanted more, we don't know, right? It felt like that in the beginning when he was interacting with her. But maybe he's just like, maybe he just wanted to express his deep connection he felt to her because of their like history with like the mansion and whatnot, that he didn't know at that point in time, but he felt it to some degree. But I think he was a little bit infatuated with her, and they developed some closeness. I don't know if it's the same for her, right? But she definitely doesn't have a lot of close connections, and as such it's good to have somebody to lean on to times, at least emotionally. And she went on her journey because she needs to finish it. That's when Lungo comes up and he's like, I'm looking for you, Lipsky, Mr. Lipsky, the son of Franz Bonaparte. What a twist! What a twist. Alright, that was Monster. Another double episode behind us. Really cool. A lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff in motion. I'm a little tired. I don't know if I'll watch more, but we'll see. We'll see. If you haven't already, I do think most of you who watch Monster have. But like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Check out my other reactions, Arcane, whatever. All of that. Technolize too, it's gonna end soon. Or probably has ended already by the time this comes out. I'll see you soon. Take care.